रिम झिम पड़े फुआर. So that's portmanteaus. Different nations, different faith groups. And through music we can communicate, because music is like a language. You can communicate your message of peace.
And I think you've been able to do that through both of the British side and the Pakistani side.
Yes.
The Western influence as well as the Sufi influence, right? You teach like girls, boys, anyone?
It's actually for girls only.
Can't go.
Sorry.
Chai.
Very, very warm welcome to Aik Cup Chai, Crossing Cultures. This is a vodcast, aka a podcast presented to you by the Independent Urdu. My name is Shaikh and this is my co-host Ali. This is a show where we dissect South Asian cultural identity. We speak to amazing trailblazers who have been doing amazing work within the arts, entertainment, business, entrepreneurial industries, and we kind of get to know them a little bit better, learn more about their aspirations, their dreams, and what they want to do moving forward. ये एक शो है जो हम कहते हैं एक कप चाय. हम चाय पीते हैं मगर हम लोगों के साथ बात भी करते हैं और सुनते हैं उनके बारे में, उनकी तरफ से उनकी एम्बिशंस क्या है, उनकी ड्रीम्स क्या है और उन्होंने क्या सीखा है, जो काम उन्होंने किया है. Today joining us on the show is a very talented individual, the first, I may say, British opera Sufi singer. She's Pakistani as well. She goes by the name of Saira Peters. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me, and on your special show, Aik Cup Chai.
Yeah.
And it's quite cold out there in London. What if I ask you another cup of tea?
Yeah. You're more than welcome. We could change it to 2 cup chai, 3
Yes.
cup chai.
Just for today.
Yeah, but please, like, enjoy, start. What I was really fascinated with when we found out about you was that British opera Sufi singer and the first, which I think is so fascinating, because anybody who's the first in doing something, I think they're just trailblazing, right? How did you get that title? Like, where did that come from?
Well, it's a long story, and I try my best to make it short.
We've got plenty of time.
Term Sufi opera, it came to me when I was in Karachi, and in Karachi I was judging a reality show, and it was on Sin TV reality show, and in that show we had a grand finale, and I was judging that finale, and so we had a Sufi musical event and music show. So in that show, there was marginalized artists who were singing, performing Sufi music, Baba Bulle Shah ka or Latif, Sain Latif ka and Sachal Sarmas. And there I was really, I mean, it was quite fascinating to see and to hear that music, which was quite unique. So, and after that reality show, I was invited by Shah Latif Bhittai's shrine, custodian of the shrine, Sayyid Waqar Hussain Shah, to perform in Sain Latif's Urs. So after that Urs, the custodian of the shrine, he asked me to sing Latif's poetry in Western classical music.
Wow.
And that's how, you know, I got all this thing. And I introduced Western classical music to Pakistani music industry. I think it was in 2015. So it was quite a great experience for me. And then I came up with this kind of terminology.
Yeah. No, it
mixing
really...
of Sufi and operatic music.
Yeah.
Because both Western classical and our Pakistani classical have this kind of history that, you know, उसमें जो है हम जितनी भी poetry है वो it talks about forgiveness and harmony and, you know, unconditional love. That's all Sufi poetry is about.
No, and I love that you're able to kind of mesh like the Western classical opera singing with something that is so soulful and traditional and just soaked in culture,
Yes.
which is obviously the Sufi music. How have you found combining both of them? Like, does it make you mix your British and your Pakistani heritage as well? What's that like?
Well, I think first I want to say that I'm learning Western classical from my vocal coach who lives in London, Paul Knight. And I learned Pakistani classical from Chitra Rupa Gupta ji. And combining both of this music, it's because they are completely different genre. Because once you are trained in one genre, it's nearly impossible to sing another. Because in Western classical, you're not allowed to sing in portamentos.
What's portamentos?
Sliding notes. For example, I'll give you an example. You know, you might have heard a very famous song, Madam Noorjahan's famous song, Rim Jhim Pade Puar.
I know Noor Jahan, but I wouldn't
know the specifics.
Yeah. So I sing a bit, just to tell you the difference between Western classical and our Pakistani classical. Rim Jhim Pade Puar. So that's portamentos. There are sliding notes. You know, there are so many sliding notes in that shrutis and all.
Yeah.
But if I sing the same song in Western way, which is completely different, you can't sing in portamentos. So it sound like this. Rim jhim pade puar.
See.
So can you see the difference?
Yeah. There's a
And
difference in the
I
tone.
think ये ऊपर वाले का करम है कि मुझे ऐसा गला दिया, मेरी इसमें कोई कमाल नहीं है कि मैं both genres को मैं गा सकती हूँ और मैं अपनी I can sing both genres without changing the quality of the sound.
Okay.
So, I mean, it requires lots of hard work.
No, absolutely. It's not just something that you've just been gifted with and you can just do. I mean, there probably is an element of that.
That's right.
But practicing it, going the extra mile to make sure it sounds great.
Yes.
These are all, you know, thanks to your ability to do it.
Yes, and I make sure that I practice each and every day, like 6 to 7 hours a day, because it's all about commitment. You know, whatever you do, and आप जो कुछ भी करें, अगर आपका commitment नहीं है किसी चीज़ के साथ, तो आप उस चीज़ को achieve नहीं कर सकते. And for me, music is all about serve my audience and serve because why I wanted to become a musician. I mean, I did my master's in chemistry.
Oh, okay. Completely
my first
different.
master's in chemistry, and my second master was in history from Queen Mary University of London. And when I was, I always wanted to serve people and community through something, you know, to do something unique and different. So I thought, and I said, well, I think music is the key element which can bring people together, and you know, different nations, different faith groups, and through music we can communicate, because music is like a language. You can
Yeah.
communicate your message of peace.
And I think you've been able to do that through both of the British side and the Pakistani side.
Yes.
The Western influence as well as the Sufi influence, right? You mentioned Noor Jahan
Yes.
recently. Now, we're in our 30s, so Noor Jahan was maybe in a different lifetime for us.
Of course, yes.
Right?
For me, so.
No, but, yeah. Sorry for everyone. But what I'm trying to say is that name is still so culturally iconic.
Yes.
Like you still know about her and her legacy and her music, right?
Yes.
Because it was top of the range. But how much of an influence was she on your musical work now?
Well, there are so many artists, classical artists, including her, did influence my singing, like Ustad Bade Ghulam Ali Khan Saab, Salim Raza Khan Saab. You know, it's quite old. I listen to old musicians quite a lot. Madam Noor Jahan, and then Zubaida Khanam, Malka Pukhraj, Iqbal Bano, Farida Khanam, Mehdi Hasan Sahab. So there's so many. I mean, I listen to mostly to classical people and classical musicians, and I learned quite a lot from it, yeah.
Just touching on that, speaking about influences, what was your influence and support like from your parents when you decided to enter this?
Well, I think I got a huge support from my parents, and especially my father. He is like my mentor. So he still, I mean, I'm still learning. I'm still in a journey. So, yeah.
There was something that I read about you opening some sort of music center.
Yes,
Or-
Music Academy.
Yeah, could you talk to us more about that?
Yes, I recently opened a Music Academy in Lahore, which was actually हमारे जो फेडरल मिनिस्टर हैं, फेडरल मिनिस्टर फॉर नेशनल हेरिटेज एंड कल्चर सैयद जमाल शाह साहब, वो एज अ चीफ गेस्ट थे और उन्होंने ओपनिंग सेरेमनी की और फिर बाद में उन्होंने भी गाने गाए क्योंकि वो बहुत बड़े आर्टिस्ट हैं जमाल शाह साहब, पाकिस्तान के बहुत बड़े आर्टिस्ट्स में उनका नाम आता है. उन्होंने हॉलीवुड में भी काम किया है और पाकिस्तानी फिल्म्स में ड्रामों में काम किया उन्होंने काफ़ी. तो मेरे लिए एक बहुत बड़ी ऑनर की बात थी कि वो आए लाहौर में और उन्होंने वहाँ पर ये एकेडमी खोली जिसमें मैं खुद टीच करती हूँ. मैं यहाँ पे भी लंदन में भी जो हमारा जो नूर जहान आर्ट सेंटर है, मैं उसकी डायरेक्टर हूँ और मैं यहाँ पर भी जो हूँ वो टीच करती हूँ, म्यूज़िक सिखाती हूँ, क्लासिकल, both Western classical and Pakistani classical.
Amazing. So that's a Noor Jahan Art Centre.
Yes, Noor Jahan.
And where can people find that if they wanted to?
Well, they can go on Facebook. They can find me on Facebook and they can just send me a message if they want a lesson. Yeah.
And you
Everybody's
teach like girls, boys, anyone?
It's actually for girls only.
Can't go.
We don't qualify.
Not that. Well, I mean, we could probably do with the lessons.
But my husband, Stephen Smith, he's a classical, I mean, he's a pianist and
Okay.
he teaches piano to male and female as
Okay.
well.
So we'll stick to piano lessons.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll do piano lessons.
You can do piano lessons.
But if we have any family members that are female, maybe we can
Send them your
point
way.
them in your direction and you
Sure,
can teach them
yes,
to maybe
yes,
sing.
please, yes.
Oh.
And you know, I love Western classical music, and I'm learning it, and so I would like to sing some kind of, I mean, some song.
Yeah.
If you like.
Who are some of your Western classical favourites?
Oh,
artist-wise?
lot. Puccini's, Mozart,
Okay.
Beethoven.
The classics.
Yes, classics.
Yeah. If you want to, we'd love to hear. Yeah, if you'd want
Sure.
to.
I would like to sing a song by John Dowland, Flow My Tears.
Okay.
Flow my tears fall from your springs, exiled forever, let me mourn. Where night's blackbird harsed infamy sings, there let me leave forlorn.
Wow. Listen, I'm gonna try clap so much. Can we get a round of applause in the room, please? That's the most that we can give back to the amount you just gave us.
I think that's incredible. That's what any artist wants.
Yeah, no, that's
Applause.
no, that's incredible. All we can do is clap.
If we could stand up, we would as well.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
but
very important.
that is, it's like, it's so effortless, and so you can just switch into it.
And they say because I have a unique voice, it's like it's not like Western, voice. Because of Asian, my body is different.
Yeah.
My vocal cords are different. I can sing in 17 languages, including Farsi, Arabic, Urdu,
Wow.
Punjabi, Sindhi, Balochi.
Yeah, amazing. You've given us three completely
You've given us a
different-
short concert.
Yeah.
Recently, I'm working on Sufi Opera, which is the story by Shah Abdul Latif Bhai. And इस स्टोरी में जो है वो मारवी उमर और मारवी की कहानी है और इसमें जो मारवी जो है वो एक शेपर्डेस है.
If this is too intrusive, you don't have to answer. But just because we're transparent and open, have you found it difficult being a Pakistani working in the British music industry? Like, have you found that maybe if you was white British, you may have progressed further, or have you found it to be to your benefit? Like, what's your experience been like?
I think so far what I experienced that working with all the Western classical musicians, and when they hear me singing, they really like it, and they say because I have a unique voice. It's like it's not like Western, voice because of Asian, my body is different.
Yeah.
My vocal cords are different. So when I sing through that, it's a bit, how do you say, it sounds different to them, to their ears.
Yeah.
It's like if any Western singer, starts singing our songs.
Yeah.
So we say, oh, wow. Like my husband, he's American, British, and he plays harmonium. So, which is our Asian instrument.
Yeah.
And, in Pakistan, they say, oh, ye gora harmonium baja raha hai.
Does he know what that word means?
Oh, yes.
He does. Okay, and he's all right with it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes,
Because it's
he's
never
very funny.
Yeah, because that word is never said in a derogatory way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the word gora.
Yeah.
It's never said like for in a malicious way. It's always said in a friendly
like
way.
Friendly way,
Yeah.
yes, in Pakistan. And he knows that what Gora mean.
Yeah.
So, like he loves Pakistani hospitality, Pakistani food whenever he goes. So he has so many friends, and he knows that he's in a friendly environment.
Yeah.
And so
Speaking about Goria, you got the chance to sing the national anthem once
Yes.
upon a time. How much of a privilege was that for you?
it was a breaking news in Pakistan.
Really?
Yeah, when I performed, I was requested by British government to record British national anthem for their ceremonies in East Sussex. So it was a great honor for me to sing. And I just recently recorded God Save the King for the same, yeah.
Obviously, because we now have a king.
Yes, no, he's very. I like him very much.
Okay.
Because he talks about organic food and he's doing very well. So
If we could hear, maybe you don't have to do the whole anthem, but just because you've done it recently, like a snippet of like the English national anthem in your own rendition, that would be amazing.
yeah, of course I can sing a few lines from British national anthem. God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save the King, send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King.
I'll give another round of applause because that is just, again, effortless.
Thank you.
And it just comes to you so naturally that it's, yeah, you got the hairs on the back of my neck all standing up and everything, which is, a massive compliment.
Thank you.
You can tell you've worked at your craft. And
yes, it's all about commitment, and I can sing in 17 languages, including Farsi, Arabic, Urdu,
wow.
Punjabi, Sindhi, Balochi is recently I added, and Latin, German, French, Italian.
What's the most satisfying one for you? As in, what one do you, when you leave after singing, what one do you feel the most like comfort with?
Well, each language has its own, how do you say, temperament. And of course, Urdu is my heart language because my mother, she's from Urdu-speaking background, and my father is Punjabi. So yeah, Urdu, of course.
It will be Urdu,
I sing
right?
ghazal, and Western classical, Italian, and.
What about Qawwali?
Qawwali, yes, I recently recorded a Qawwali for it's actually मैं मौलाना रूमी का शायन आपने टर्की में कोन्या में, तो उन्होंने मुझे बुलाया था, इनवाइट किया था, उनकी जो गवर्नमेंट है टर्किश गवर्नमेंट, और उनका फेस्टिवल होता है पूरे साल में एक दफ़ा सितंबर में फॉर 1 वीक वो फेस्टिवल करते हैं, उसको कहते हैं मिस्टिक म्यूज़िक फेस्टिवल, जो कि मेरे ख्याल से दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा सूफ़ी फेस्टिवल कहलाता है टर्की में. तो उन्होंने मुझे 2020 में इनवाइट किया था, 2020 या 2021 मुझे चेक करना.
That period in time was very confusing.
तो उन्होंने मुझे इनवाइट किया और मैंने वहाँ पर जाके परफॉर्म किया. तो वो दुनिया में हर दुनिया से क्लासिकल सिंगर्स को इनवाइट करते हैं, डिफरेंट क्लासिकल सिंगर्स को, और वो पूरा हफ्ता चलते हैं और हर एक दिन में एक सिंगर्स को फीचर करते हैं एज अ सोलो आर्टिस्ट. तो मुझे उन्होंने जब बुलाया तो बिकॉज आई वाज इन टर्की, सो आई वांटेड टू गिव आई वांटेड टू सिंग समथिंग इन टर्किश लैंग्वेज, बिकॉज मौलाना रूमी's poetry is in Farsi language. I can sing in Farsi. So what I did, I translated his poetry. I asked, my Turkish friend to translate it into Turkish language. And then I learned the pronunciation, because it's not about, you can sing in any language, but you have to grasp the temperament and the intensity and the emotions of, in the language. That's very important. So I did that, and I sang in Turkish language and Farsi language. I composed this Qawwali by myself, and that was people just loved it.
I can imagine, especially at like one of the biggest Sufi festivals that they have, because that's where obviously Rumi is buried as well.
Oh yes,
that's where his tomb is still to this day.
Yes,
so they get a lot of tourism to kind of visit that place. I think it's Konya.
Yes, Konya,
in Turkey. But yeah, no, I'm just still blown away by like some of your singing. I think it's amazing.
If you like, I can sing some Maulana Rumi's Qawwali, which I composed. I mean, just an a cappella.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no.
We're not going to say no.
We're never going to say
no. The floor's yours.
Yeah.
Okay. So it goes. It says that God's grace is everywhere. It's on every tree. It's on every flower. It's everywhere on the earth. It's on the mountains. So I hope you like it. So it goes like this. Rabbim ver, 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 Rabbim ver. Bu dünyada ki her şey onun lütfu. Una kalbinle ruhunla, una kalbinle ruhunla ibadet et. Rabbim ver, Rabbim ver, Rabbim ver.
Yeah, amazing. You've given us 3 completely
You've given us a short concert.
Yeah. Like, thank you so much, because that is so like giving of you to do, and so many different like types. It's not just one. I think what happens is people get pigeonholed as musicians, as just doing one genre. But what you've been able to kind of exemplify is that you're not going to be put into one box, because you have the ability to do different countries, different languages, different genres, different styles, different tones, which is a testament to you, because it's amazing.
Thank you. And I'm working on Sufi Opera, which is the story by Shah Abdul Latif Bhatai. And इस स्टोरी में जो है वो मारवी उमर और मारवी की कहानी है, और इसमें जो मारवी जो है वो एक शेपर्डेस है, और उसमें जो है वो किस तरह से वो मटेरियलिस्टिक नहीं है काफ़ी, और किस तरह से वो अपनी सारी उम्र उसने जो है वो अपने विलेज के लिए डेडिकेट की है. तो ये हम सूफ़ी ओपरा जो है हम कर रहे हैं मारवी स्टीयर्स के नाम से. और इसी साल में जो है वो फीचर होगा यहाँ लंदन में, तो उसके लिए भी जो है वो हम काफ़ी काम कर रहे हैं. आई एम वर्किंग विद माई टीम because the librettist is Zafar Francis, and Paul Knight is composing this Sufi opera, and we have a director, Johnny Danshiger. Wow. He's going to direct this opera. So I would like to sing some of मैं आपसे मैं कह रही हूँ कि मैं ये भी गाना चाहती हूँ थोड़ा सा.
Yeah, go for it.
So it's in English, so you understand. Let me go, no caro cari, no caro cari, in my name. I beg you, my Baba will die, my village will become Karbala, my house will be full of matam, my mother and her friends will recite Noahs. The Messiahs of my village women will not stop until the day of judgment.
Wow.
Amazing.
Thank you. So this Sufi opera is a fusion of Western and Pakistani classical music, and it's a fusion of English and Urdu. You could see that I'm reciting so many Urdu words. So yeah,
it's wonderful. Everything that you've done literally is just, I wasn't expecting to go on a whole orchestra show when coming in to record this interview with you, so forgive me, I'm a little bit like, haven't experienced that, right? What we do on the show is every single guest that we get on, we don't know if there might be younger people that are watching the program who might see your talents, want to pursue something like that. What kind of words of encouragement or advice would you give to them to kind of follow their dreams and their aspirations?
Yes, I would. I think just if you dream about becoming a singer, then I think you should go for it. And it requires hard work, whatever you do, hard work and commitment. So that's very important.
Yeah, and you said that obviously before, education creates discipline, so it's great. Your father has offered to teach me Urdu.
Yes.
Which he said yes to, which I'm going to be disciplined and try and learn.
Yes.
He said 30 days. I don't know if it will be that quick, but...
No, if he's saying that, that would be true.
Yeah, all right, 30 days, we got it. I just want to say a massive thank you for taking part in the interview today. It's been an absolute pleasure. You have been tuned into Aik Cup Chai, Crossing Cultures, a vodcast presented to you by the Independent Urdu. My name is Mim Shaikh, and this is my co-host Ali Hamza. We usually sign off, but what we're going to do right now is actually have a very special segment in the program where we have a performance by Saira. If the 4 performances that you already listened to wasn't enough, we have a very special one, which is going to absolutely blow you away. So keep it locked right here.
चन दिया टोटिया ओए चन दिया टोटिया चन दिया टोटिया ओए दिला दिया खोटिया ओए दिला दिया खोटिया अखां विच हस हस ਓਏ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੱਸ ਹੱਸ ਝੂਠ ਪਿਆ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਏ ਓਏ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੱਸ ਹੱਸ ਝੂਠ ਪਿਆ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਏ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਚਾਰਨਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਚਾਰਨਾ ਏ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਆ ਖੋਟਿਆ ਕੰਗੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਖੀਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਓਏ ਕੰਗੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਖੀਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਦੇ ਤੂੰ ਸਵਾਰਨਾ ਏ ਕੰਗੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਖੀਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੋਦੇ ਤੂੰ ਸਵਾਰਨਾ ਏ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਚਾਰਨਾ ਏ ਦਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਆ ਖੋਟਿਆ
Chai.